there are still vast and virtually unexplored regions. It is in these lonely areas of impenetrable forest and dark shadows that the Gila Monster still lives.
Hello everybody, Ben Woodruff here with the Hutchings Museum, and today we are talking about one of the most beautiful and exciting species of reptiles in the world. This is the Gila Monster. Now, it is pronounced Gila. A lot of people mistakenly pronounce it Gila, but it's Gila named after the Gila River. This is a beautiful species and it's very unique because it's venomous. Very few lizards in the world are venomous. Now, it used to be said that there were only two. This one, the Gila Monster, and its close relative, the Mexican beaded lizard. Now we know that there are many species of lizards that do also have types of venom, very weak venom. One of them is the Komodo dragon. Now, the Komodo dragon is the largest lizard alive today. And the Komodo dragon is a species that if it bites you, it has toxic saliva. This is not venom. But in subsequent years, we have found that the Komodo dragon actually does have weak venom glands in the back of its mouth. But the Gila Monster is a southwest specialist. This is the biggest species of lizard we have here in Utah and in the southwestern United States. And this species can get to be about 3 feet long. It's very slow growing, very long lived. And in the wild, it doesn't eat very often. It might only eat 3 or 4 or 5 times a year, but it will eat a very big meal. So this species it's not very fast. It will often go down burrows after rodents, but it eats a lot of eggs. It loves to eat eggs, and it will go after ground nesting birds, things like roadrunners or quail that often nest on the ground and will eat their eggs. This species is large enough that will also eat rabbits. Small rabbits, baby rabbits, but still you've got a lizard that's hunting a mammal as big as a rabbit. Now, this species is slow growing and has a slow way of life. And if you see this tail, it's very short, very thick tail. And the purpose of that short, thick tail is to store energy. It's the same thing as on a camel's hump. A camel will store that fat, that energy in its hump as a way to make it through hard times. And in a similar way, having a short tail like this is an advantage. Now, close cousin of this lizard, the Mexican beaded lizard, lives in a more tropical environment where food is more available, and it has a very long tail by comparison. Now, this species has these brilliant, bright colors, and the reason for that is a bit of a warning. In nature, usually bright colors mean look out, leave me alone, or you're going to have trouble. So we have this, for example, black widows. Black widows are very camouflaged, but they'll turn around and flash that red if there's danger, because they would rather have danger be avoided than have to try to bite. There's same things. There's many species of newts here in the New World that are poisonous to be consumed. And so if a crow is pecking at them, they'll turn over and show their red belly and say, look, don't mess with me. I'm potentially dangerous. If you swallow me, you're going to get sick and maybe die. And the same thing, these bright colors mean don't mess with me. Now, this species is also unique among lizards because you see he's sticking his tongue out. He's tasting the air. Now, at first, that seems natural. That seems, we would expect that kind of behavior from a reptile. That's a snake behavior. Not many lizards do that. Now, the tongue is forked, just like a snake, then it uses it in the same way. That tongue sticking out has 2 directions, and each section of tongue is going to grab particulates from the air and pull it back in, and the brain is going to process it. So it can taste, there's food this way, but not this way. I need to start walking till both sides of my tongue are tasting that. And it's the same thing with a snake. It's the same thing with this lizard. Now, his scales on his back, they're bumpy, they're beady. They offer a little bit of protection, but the scales on his belly are very smooth and very glassy. That allows him to be able to walk and get around and move very easily. And I'm going to let him go ahead and take a bit of a trip here and see if he wants to chill out here. Now, the venom of this lizard, it's pretty bad. If you get bit by this lizard, you need to go to the hospital. There's only one recorded death. Here, come on back. There's only one recorded death, and that happened a long time ago. And according to the medical records, there was alcohol involved. So it sounds like there was a bunch of cowboys who were drinking and getting drunk, and they found a Gila monster, and they were like messing with it and joking around like, haha, you're gonna get bitten. One of them did get bitten, and he died. So if you get bit by this lizard, you need to go to the hospital and you need to get help. But you're probably gonna be just fine if you get that help. The interesting thing about this, venom is different than poison. Poison, if you consume poison and it's in your body, goes through your digestive system, that's poison. Venom is injected. And venom in the reptile world usually works like a cheat code in computers. You know, you can have a cheat code. So there's the part of the venom that gives the delivery vector and the part that does the damage. So what scientists and biologists and medical experts have done is they will take the venom of things like a cobra or a rattlesnake or a Gila monster, and they will chemically change it out. And so they'll keep the part that's a delivery mechanism and get rid of the bad part and use it to make medicines to help people. In this case, medicine has been made from this animal to help cure and treat type 2 diabetes. Now that's been done for years, and they would keep these and milk the venom. Now medical science has found a way from that to synthesize it, but it came from this lizard. So if you have medication for your type 2 diabetes, it may have actually come from this Gila monster. Now as you can see, he's not going after me and biting me. Most predators in the world don't want to have a fight. They would rather avoid a fight. And yeah, he could do some damage, he could hurt me, he has the potential to kill me, but he can't eat me, so why do that? Why bite me? So as long as I'm being pretty gentle, he doesn't have a good reason to bite me unless he feels threatened. And that's the truth. That's the truth in nature. Most predators don't want to fight. And that's why if I'm being really slow, I'm able to hold him very gently. Now, I still have to be respectful and read his body language and see how he feels and make sure he doesn't feel scared. Now again, this lizard is going to get to be about 3 feet long. There are records that these may live to be potentially over 100 years. They keep growing, and they're very long-lived and very slow growing for the lizard world. It's one of my absolute favorite species. And he is a desert survivor because he lives in areas of the desert that get very cold in the winter and incredibly hot in the summer. And he's cold-blooded. So how do you regulate? Well, you can go underground if it's getting too hot, but you also have to dissipate heat. And if you look at his body shape, his legs are long and skinny all the way up to the joint. And his tail is fat. So he's built like a camel. If you ever look at a camel, camels are very narrow all the way up to the very top of their legs, because anywhere you have movement, you're gonna have heat. That's why you get a sweaty armpit, because that's where you got the most movement. Just make it run for it. And so you have to dissipate that heat. So a lot of desert animals will have what looks like gangly, spindly legs that helps them to dissipate heat from those joints. And then you got to store fat. Well, you don't want to do it on your legs, do it in the tail. So this tail is a lizard version of a camel's hump. But I think they're one of the most beautiful and fascinating reptiles on Earth, and it's amazing that we even have them right here in southern Utah. In most states, including Utah, you have to have a permit to have them. So if you want to see this beautiful Gila monster, you're welcome to come visit us at the Hutchings Museum at 55 North Center Street in Lehi, Utah, and you can come visit our beautiful Gila monster in person. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed learning more about this fascinating species. And always remember that life is a gift. So never stop learning and never stop exploring. We'll see you next time.